Hi, remember me? What's up, y'all? I missed you. I know I've been gone for far too long. I promise the last time was the longest time. I hope. If you couldn't tell, the setup's a little different though. I will not be reacting to songs. This time, I'm reacting to the market. Welcome to the first episode of Dose of Gold, where I go over the gold trades I took today in the futures market, and you hopefully leave here with a gold nugget or two. In these recaps, I'll be starting things off with a microdose cup of tea to help with the insights. Something a little light. Give it a little stir. I'm RogueRxyce. Let's get into it. Because this is my first episode back after so long. I'm feeling all the feels of fear, anxiety. I'm nervous because usually I go over these charts in my head to myself. I have no one to speak to about this. So for the past 3 years that I've been learning, it's just been me, myself, and I. But now I'm exposing what I've learned to an audience, and it's still not perfect. I'm far from being perfect, even though I passed my first funded challenge a couple months ago. I need to pass another one, but let's get into this. Yeah, it's not perfect. I took 3 L's this morning, but these recaps are about to be so raw and true. That's what the mushrooms are for. Like I said, to help with these insights. I didn't even want to press play, to be honest, because like I said, that fear, but we can't be scared. Trading is all about facing those fears, you know? If you're too scared to hit buy or sell, how are you ever gonna make money? So, and I apologize for that dog barking outside. Nothing I can do. All right, so these are the 3 L's that I took this morning. This is my trading chart. I'm about to get into my review chart right here. Just needed to see where I took those L's. So, what I saw this morning, again, I apologize for the dog. What I saw this morning was, let's start over. Let's start from the higher time frames. So, on the monthly exhaustion, there's a little bit of a pullback right here, but still, this monthly candle is already starting off bullish. So, we note that. On the weekly, there's a little bit of exhaustion. It's starting to pull back a bit here. And I'm seeing some divergence forming, but these are higher time frames. So on the higher time frames, it could take weeks, months, years even. That's why we note what it's doing, but we don't let that dictate our current moves. So now on the daily, I can start marking things off here, but on the daily, there's already a bit of, and even this right here that I'm about to do is probably a little, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but I don't currently need it. But it's my first recap video, so bear with me. So we're gonna just mark this off as a daily zone that we need to be aware of in the future, just in case price gets back up here. So daily over here, 4 hour is the main one that I let dictate my bias. So on the 4 hour, I had it in a downtrend. It was going down. It made lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then there was some exhaustion. And then it broke the trend line here. So broken trend line indicates trend reversal. Again, bear with me. Usually these thoughts are just in my head. So this is going to help me articulate and just figure out what I'm doing wrong, as well as hopefully it can help you a little bit. But all right, 4 hour in an uptrend now. I have my certain zones that I look for, which I'll mark off here. I like to pay attention to the 61.8 Fibonacci level, because for me, I've noticed that price on whatever time frame, it does like to come back to the 61.8, the golden level, shall we say, on Fibonacci levels. And also, I am an overthinker, so I have to simplify my chart so that I'm not thinking about all kinds of crazy things. Analysis paralysis. What should I do? Oh, it's crossing this. I don't like a hectic chart. That's why I had to simplify things as much as I could. So one pair, that's why I stick to gold. One session, New York. One strategy, breaks and retests. The one pair sticking to gold, that I've been doing for the past few years. The one session, I do have things that I need to work on, which are risk management, sticking to one stop loss, and sessions, like trading a whole bunch of sessions. So because now I have an audience, I have to be more strict on my rules. So one session, I'm going to stick to the New York session. That's going to also help me better figure out what I'm doing wrong, because each session, it moves slightly different, because you got to think about it. New York session, there's a whole different mindset, how people are thinking when it comes to that market. And Asian session, it does move a little bit slower. And London session, those are the three main sessions. London session, mindsets are different as well. So if I'm trying to trade all those different sessions, I'm also trading 3 different sets of billions and billions of people's different mindsets. Like, it looks like candles on a chart, but it's way deeper than just candles on a chart. Each candle is someone's decision making, whether it be a retail trader like myself, sitting behind their computer at home or wherever they are, just clicking buy and sell, or whether it's big banks and the big banks, the smart money concepts they say on the internet. Yeah, that's who we're playing against. Millions, billions, trillions of dollars, millions of minds. So let's get back into it. Where was I? 4 hours. So 4 hour, I was focusing on the 61.8 kill zone, but as you can see, it never got hit. But that's where my mindset was for the morning. So I was expecting it to come down to the 61.8 kill zone. So I started the morning thinking about sells. Sells was my bias, because like we said, it was doing lower lows, lower highs, and even on the 15-minute. I know I skipped the 1 hour. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Still same thing as the 4 hour, lower lows, lower highs, but this is what I should have been paying more attention to this morning. And I'm actually going to do a replay, backtest, get rid of this bar replay so we can see where my head was at. It was around 5 o'clock. Monday morning, July 7th. There was no major news that I had to think about. I always also come over here to check the news. Any news? No. The only major news that I need to focus on for gold is on Wednesday, July 9th, FOMC. We'll worry about that on Wednesday. I'm not going to go over any news right now. So yeah, this was what I was looking at this morning. The descending channel is what I should have been paying more attention to. But again, my one strategy that I stick to, breaks and retests. So until it breaks a key level and tells me it's changing trends, I was gonna stick to my bias, which was sells. But what I need to remember in the future pay more attention to these descending channels. So 1 hour was giving me a descending channel with divergence. All this is showing, girl, prices wanting to go up. But I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was on my, did it break my key levels? So let's see. I have my key levels for support and resistance. That helped me determine if it's going to go up or down. So this I have marked as, what do we have it marked as? A minor readjust. That's just how I label things, so I know, keep flowing with the market. And then I had this marked off as my previous level of resistance, even though in hindsight, I was a little wrong. But we're gonna go based off what I was thinking this morning, because what I should have done is a descending channel, but descending channels are considered, for me, what I've learned in my research over the past years, they're impulses. So even though it's making its own individual lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, I should have kept my minor bias resistance level here at the top. So this is all one impulse, but I'm seeing it as lower low, lower high, and that's where I that's where I made my mistake. There's a lot of noise in the markets, and the markets are here to confuse us. I truly, like, they don't want you to make money. It's all a game of confusing the heck out of people. A whole bunch of noise, trickery. There's a lot of trickery, so you have to be very careful in the market, and this is why I only stick to one thing only: gold, New York session, breaks, and retest. Okay, so now I had my fib level from the lowest high, and then I marked it off to my lower low, and then my higher time frames are the same as my lower time frames. I only pay attention to the 61.8, but also now in hindsight, I realized that what I was marking off was already wrong, because I was seeing the noise, paying attention to the noise when I shouldn't have. Like, my fib levels, I was already doomed, because my fib levels should have been from this lower high. From what I had just said, this is seen as one impulse, but I was giving the noise a little too much strength, power. I shouldn't have. They got me today, they got me. So it would have started from this lower high to this lower low, but 2020 hindsight, right? So this is what I saw this morning. From that lower high to this lower low, and then I was just waiting for it to get to my kill zone level, 61.8. And this was still earlier in the morning. Let's see what time, 4:45. So New York session, I do, it's, see, it took me out straight away. So let me do that again in slower motion, or I can just, this is my first recap, so this is gonna be a little all over the place. I'll go on a smaller time frame so I can see. I'm not gonna do another replay. We'll save that for the next videos. But I took my first entry here, I do believe. So I don't confuse myself, I kept everything, I keep it as systematic as I can to remove any emotions in trading, because you are going to feel a whole bunch of emotions. So I keep everything the same as if I was a computer. Computers may not feel fear, and that's what I was feeling, like I still feel anxious. But if I can keep everything as systematic as possible and just do it regardless, that's the only way you're gonna make money. Set the feelings to the side, appreciate them for what they are. Like, we do want to feel the feelings. Like, that helps me figure out, oh, maybe I should actually pay attention to this line again, but I don't want the feelings to tell me to get in the way. It's all survival mode. These feelings are here to help us survive. It doesn't want me to, it thinks, even though it's a buy and sell, in my brain is thinking I'm fighting tigers right here. And it does not want me to die fighting these tigers, but you have to change your mindset and do it regardless. You have to be a, not fearless, but a courageous trader. So I keep everything the same, 25 pip stop loss and 1 to 4. I can go over that later as why those aren't my numbers. Right now, again, first episode, we breezing through this. I keep it all the same because I've been doing this for the last few years, and this is what my data has shown me. Things will be getting swapped around in the future, I'm sure, but back to it. Okay, 1 to 4. It hit my kill zone. Oh, don't forget, I am on these mushrooms, so they gonna have me all over the place. 1 to 4, and it almost stopped me out this morning. And I was feeling a little, I don't really get too worried about it hitting my stop loss anymore. It's like, it is what it is. We just move on. But it almost hit my stop loss, and then it continued down, and I'm like, great. Great. It scared some people out, and now it's going in my favor. But no. It went down, and then it went right back, took me right out. But because my bias was still sells, even though I should have paid attention, this channel line from that descending channel that we had talked about earlier, it broke while I was waiting for it to hit my next line, my minor bias main resistance level line. It hit that too, and that's where I took my other L. So I had another short position up here, and it was another 1 to 4. All of that was the same. Let's see. Come on. The numbers are probably gonna be a little off on my computer, but bring that down. 1 to 4-ish. Let's see. I do need a new computer, like very soon. I need to make money, y'all. I need to make money, but I'm going to be as patient as I can in these trades. Because you have to think about it in abundance. Once you start thinking of scarcity, like I need to make money, the market's gonna play with you. So let me rephrase that. I don't need to make money. I would like to though. So yes, my second loss was over here, and then that's from a later line. We'll go over that later. But see, my laptop's so slow, so I would like to get a new laptop soon once I start making more money from correct decisions. Okay. So yeah, I took my second trade somewhere over here, and it continued to push up because, again, it had created a descending channel. It broke that descending channel, and it was telling me, girl, we're going up. But I was still on my minor bias. So I was still looking for sells. And where did I take that third sell? I think when I realized, let's see one more time. I don't want to tell you any false information. But this lagging, I'm gonna have to fix this lagging in the future episodes. Yeah, so I had realized, oh, a little too late. My minor bias line should have been a little higher, but I still did not pay attention to it broke the channel line. So I had then drawn I moved this up, my minor bias line a little higher, and took my last trade here when it came up to this minor bias. And then same thing, one pair, one session, one strategy. 25 pips, like none of my numbers get changed because again, I'm trying to be as systematic as I can. I don't want to think, I just want to do. So 1 to 4, more or less for this. I'm not gonna fix it because I still took the L. So I hit my minor bias, so I entered, and then I was waiting. It was either going to take me out or I was gonna make money. You see what happened. It took me out, so I did not make any money today. And again, I was hoping first day, first recap video, I could make some money for you folks, but that's not the case. We'll try this again tomorrow. These recap videos are not going to be every day, not just yet, but I will be doing the same thing every day, waiting for breaks and retests. So my lesson to myself today, pay more attention to these descending channels because price is going to tell you exactly what she's doing. But saying that, she's also going to confuse you. She's going to tell you what she's doing, but there's going to be so many things in the market to confuse you. That's why it's a tricky game. It's so simple, but it's tricky. And you have to keep things under control. So yeah, that was my first dose of gold recap. Hope you were able to take a couple of nuggets away from that. I certainly did. Like, I will be paying more attention to these descending channels. Other than that, nothing changes. My risk management will stay the same. This is what I'm going to be working on, my risk management, because I think I was saying in the beginning, I would change it. I would go from 25 pips to, maybe 20 pips to, no break evens. But for the purposes of this video and further data, 25 pips, see, you're already helping me. You're already helping me become better because even in my trades this morning, I was like, I have to report back to you. How am I gonna come on here and say, I changed my stop loss, I'm sorry, or I risked a little more than I should have? That's not gonna fly. So you've already helped me. So thank you for that. This is already helping me and I hope it can help you. I will see you soon. Bye.